I can remember being principal at Locke. Every semester I had to hire 20 new teachers. Every year. I mean, every year I'd hire 20 new teachers. 20 new teachers. And it was a revolving door because many of the young ones come out of college not prepared to teach. Universities aren't doing their job in some cases. And then they come there and then they feel they're not getting the support, or they're not ready to deal with youngsters. And I don't care where it is, whether it's inner city or not, unless you're able to deal with youngsters. I'm not talking about size or anything, because I had a 5'2" Latin teacher at Locke that could tell anybody. You could hear a pin drop in her class, and I had an ex-pro football player who couldn't control his class. We have kids, especially children of color, who still aren't getting that opportunity, either through lack of quality teachers, either through lack of equitable funding or facilities. Just by saying we're going to spend equally, no, that's not what we're asking. In some cases, we're going to have to spend more to make the playing field equitable before we can move on.
The consequences of poverty and racism on our public education system and the students in them are stark. They are far less ready to enter the demands of this new, interconnected, increasingly competitive global economy. It will take more resources to catch them up. We don't give them more resources to catch them up. If a child is coming in to high school 3 and 4 reading levels behind, as far too many African American, Latino, and low-income students are, we give their schools and their teachers and their principal the same exact money for those kids as we do for students that are coming in at advanced and proficient. Therein lies the inequity.
I am Superintendent David Brewer, Superintendent of the Los Angeles Unified School District. We have 700,000 students here in Los Angeles Unified School District. We also educate another 400,000 adults, so we educate about 1.1 million students here in Los Angeles Unified School District. We are larger than 7 states, about 700 square miles of land, getting close to over 900 schools. Over 250,000 of our students here in Los Angeles are English language learners. If we were to carve that out into its own separate school district, it would be the 6th largest school district in the nation. We have the largest percentage of English language learners in the nation. When we have the largest homeless population in the nation, about 14,000 students. When we have the largest foster care population in the nation, about 12 to 14,000 students. We have this large percentage, especially among our African American students, who live in single female headed homes, about 70% of them. I keep focused on the main thing, and that is getting those teachers the kind of professional development and experience that they need to operate in these tough environments. Anybody can go out and teach a gifted child in the valley here in Los Angeles, but it's not nearly as challenging as when you're dealing with a kid down here who suffered from child abuse, who has seen violence. Over 60% of our 6th graders had seen violence, and over 27% of them were suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. That's a tough crowd. They're bringing some serious issues to the table. And so it takes a lot of training and experience to deal with that.
The achievement gap in California is not exclusively the result of socioeconomic conditions of the students and of the students' families. For example, we have the data, and the research is crystal clear, that when you look in California, students from low socioeconomic white backgrounds, our white students, still perform better and higher than, for example, our African American students with means that come from the more affluent socioeconomic families. So there are many, many contributing factors to the achievement gap. To exclusively attribute the achievement gap to socioeconomic conditions is an inaccurate statement. Over 70% of our teachers today in our public school system, K through 12, are white women. And yet, when you look at the demographic makeup of our students, almost 70% are students of color. So is